They just won't stop, you guys. They just will not stop. What's going on? KD3 here. They've done it again, you guys. More hot takes. When was it? When did I upload my last Twitter hot takes video? I don't even think it's been a month, and they're at it again. So you know what we gotta do. We gotta go up in here, see what they're saying now. Oh my god. All right, let's get into it. What Persona opinion will have you like this? P4 has my least favorite set of characters. I can't even blame him for that one. Marie's not that great. Chie actually sucks. They're gonna put me on the cross for that one, but I'm spitting, man. Chie just sucks. Music of P3 is not good. This man just has bad taste. Just move on. As far as friendship dynamic, P5 cast is better than P3 cast. That is facts. Junpei literally blamed the main character for everything. Yukari literally initiated a fight with everyone. One party member tried to kill another one. I explained this in the last video. Anybody that thinks the P3 cast has the best friendship dynamic, you are actually crazy. Mishima isn't just a joke character and people should internalize the point his character arc makes. No, I don't like Mishima. Persona handles DLC the worst. Have you ever played 2K? But then again, he said out of any series that he's played, so he probably hasn't played 2K. If Persona has the worst DLC practices that you've ever seen out of a game you've played, then you're not doing that bad. Shoji Meguro is unfairly put on a pedestal. I'm not going to read the rest of that. That man does good work. Check out the other composers, of course, but to say somebody doesn't deserve to be put on the pedestal they're put on, you're just hating it. Come on. Persona gameplay before 3 was awful. I told you that those gameplay loops are old. Those games need to get with the times. Persona 2 and 1 fans, they don't want to hear that, but that's just the facts, man. Gotta get with the times. Persona killed my parents and slept with my girlfriend. What? 5 is only hated because it's the most popular, and in a few months, I think Persona 3 Reload will get the same treatment. We'll just have to see. I have no clue how people are gonna react to Reload, but they are telling the truth. I feel like 5 is just hated because it's popular, just like people who hated 4 back in its time. But every time I ask people why they hate 5, it's because of the fan base. Just play the game, ignore the fan base. There's no reason you have to give them any of your attention or your energy. Mona gets way too much hate. No, Mona sucks. Mona is a jerk. Mona picks on Ryuji for no reason. Mona simps for Anne relentlessly. Mona makes you go to bed. No, we hate him. But I will not lie, whatever this is, I've never seen this. This is fire. Is this an actual design? Was this in Strikers or something? I'm gonna find out. I hope so. Persona 3 male protag social link. Make his POV unplayable. It's not that bad. I won't lie, the Gourmet King, probably the worst social link in Persona's entirety. But to say that all his social links are bad, nah, you're bugging. Persona 5 is overrated and was the worst one. Nah, this person is just a hater, probably a P2 fan. And just all over weird story pacing. Gameplay is good, and P3 has best characters and story. Cannot oppose that one. I think this person is spitting. Thumbs up for you, brother. All right, Persona 4 has one of the weakest plots out of all the mainline games. Only beaten out Persona 1. Persona 2, severely overrated. Still enjoyable, and I like the story, but they're nowhere near as untouchable good as some people make them out to be. Yeah, that's absolutely right. Persona 2, like, story-wise, phenomenal. But to say it's easily the best game in the series, nah, absolutely not. Because if that was the case, it would have been the game to save Atlas. But what game was that? Oh, right, it was Persona 3. Yukari was low-key written as a Persona 3 equivalent to Adachi and Akechi, and the answer... What kind of nonsense is this? This is a silly take. Absolutely not. See, bro, even the replies, they're like, what? Is this man okay? I think you need to go back and play that game again. There was clearly a Adachi and Akechi equivalent in Persona 3, and he was in the journey, not the answer. Let's see. Whenever someone says Persona 4 has the weakest, worst, anything in the series, it's usually P3 fans saying it. They're right. They ain't lying. Because we're correct. Just proving my point. Sorry, P4 isn't edgy enough. Let's see. Story failing to truly too engaging, and most of the characters don't push the story along. Oh. Ed, you're damn right. Okay. Yeah, man. Me liking P3 ain't got nothing to do with my criticism of P4, man. Because Tartarus, I'd say the only reason Tartarus is better than P4's dungeons is because Tartarus doesn't make me climb 10 floors, go back 5 to look for a key, and then come back. Or have stupid little gimmicks where I get sent back to the entrance if I initiate a fight. It's just Tartarus. You just go straight up and that's it. In P4, they tried to do some silly stuff and it was not fun. Morgana is extremely overhated. Yeah, he steals the portion of the story that should have belonged to Haru and is never called out for how badly he treats Ryuji, but that's more on the story's poor writing choices rather than anything detestable with the... I'll never understand Morgana defenders. Y'all need to cut it out. You need to cut it out. This is not it. I like the group in P4 for making it so every member has a connection in some way with another member that isn't just you, except for Rise, which makes the team feel like real friends. P5 doesn't have anything like this. Yeah, I could say that is correct, and I could see why people love the investigation team so much, because they're probably the only group of people that like feel like legit friends. You could never convince me that the investigation team, or not the investigation team, sees our friends like legit. Phantom Thieves, they're friends, but nowhere near the level of the investigation team. Fez is a waste of time. Absolutely not. You are just, I don't know what's wrong with you. I like Morgana. Cool. Just don't defend him. Chiavier and Golden genuinely makes it unbearable. All right, nah. Y'all need to eat. Look, man, I don't like Chie, but there is nothing wrong with Chie's voice actress. I played original P4, and she was fine. Just because she wasn't the same way she was in Golden doesn't mean she's bad. Y'all need to cut that out. Tactics combat in P3 is fun and feels like a shakeup to the formula after playing 4 and 5, even though P3 released first. Spit brother, I like that take. People were acting like not being able to control the party directly made the game unplayable for views on YouTube, when that was not the case at all. Teddy is genuinely awesome. Yeah, I like Teddy. I'm not too versed into the Persona series, so I don't know if this is a hot take, but the soundtrack for Golden is way better than Royal. I can't really debate that, because I'm not gonna lie, it took a bit for the P5 soundtrack to it had to grow on me. I didn't feel that way with P3 or P4. Like, it was just like that, if you heard the snap. But yeah, P4 had to grow on me a little bit, so I'm not really gonna fight with people that think that soundtrack is better than 5's. Let's see. I think Persona 5 handled the Shadow World the best. Procedurally generated areas are not fun to me after a while. Absolutely, those dungeons are amazing compared to 4 and 3, and I can't be convinced otherwise. You are crazy if you try to tell me that 4 and 3 had better dungeons, especially 4. Like, if you tell me 4 had better dungeons than 5, I will just stop listening to whatever you say afterwards entirely, because it is pure delusion. Alright, Maruki is such a great final boss that you can erase the entirety of Yaldabaoth from P5 story. The game wouldn't change much without Yaldi's exclusion. Facing God as final boss in Persona after is redundant. I like to have something new and fresh as final boss. Yeah, he is correct. With the ending to OG P5, it just felt too much like Persona 4 along with everything that happened in P5 story. So adding third semester was a really nice breath of fresh air for the game. I can't say this for P5R, but when I played base P5, I couldn't get into the game. The characters were basically like the same characters from P4 who were having the same issues, or who were the same characters from P3. It just makes me think, why not play P3? I have no desire to play Royal because of this. See, I don't know if that would stop me from playing the game, but see, the P4 girls are all terrible. This is absolutely a bad take. Naoto is probably the best female character if we're talking about 3 through 5. And anybody that says otherwise is, I don't know, man. I think you need to get some better taste. Kasumi is the most uninteresting character. Can't blame you. She's pretty vanilla. Persona re-releases ruined the story of their respective games. What a take. That's what? Persona 4 and 5 had a much tighter, though not actually tight, but relatively speaking, more enjoyable stories than their re-releases. Okay, so for Forest Case, everything involving Marie was not interesting at all. I will say that. But to say third semester was not as good as P4's or P5's original ending is pretty asinine, to be honest. I think mainly just because it was a clone of 4's ending, and I wanted something different personally. But to say that the third semester ruined it, nah, that's terrible. For Golden, I can see it because Marie's inclusion was a mistake. I can't lie about that. That's just facts. 5 weakest soundtracks. P5 sucks. Worse than the main series. Okay, this man's tweaking. Persona 5, the animation does some things better than P5. Mainly Akechi. Yeah, I would say Akechi is more of an enjoyable character in the anime than in the game, but the anime is still mid and you should not watch it. Let's see. Adachi was a better antagonist. Absolutely. Akechi was literally just a clone. As good and well written as it was, I don't give two flying F's about Akechi's story. Great character, just one to lack sympathy for. Yeah, see, I can absolutely agree with this one. Akechi sympathizers should not exist. This man literally murdered people. I do not care what excuse you guys give for that character. He is, I like his edgy character, but to say that character is redeemable after everything he's done is ridiculous. Absolutely not. Makoto from famous game Persona is a better Makoto than the other Makoto from the famous game Persona. Oh, are they trying to say that P3 Pro Tag is better than Nijima? I can't agree with that, to be honest, just because P3 Makoto doesn't have much of a personality. Like him being emo or in detached or whatever it is, it doesn't work for me personally. It's not very interesting. Dojima is a worse father than Shido? Oh no, bro, this might be the worst take I have ever seen. Shido literally abandoned his child and was planning to have his child killed when he suspected that he was actually his child. What? This man was willing to kill his own child, and you say Dojima was a worse father than... P3's kind of boring, but has a nice soundtrack. Can't blame him, those first few hours are pretty boring. Some of y'all gas up Kasumi way too hard. No, we don't. Actually, I forgot, I have someone in my Discord who's literally obsessed with Kasumi. What am I talking about? But, so what if we do? Some people like the character, some people don't. It's cool. We all get so attached to Akechi sometime during P5, but a lot goes heavily down from where we like him, which also explains why people complained about the series writing. I didn't like Maruki being the final boss whatsoever. I think the series ended perfectly with the god fight. I did not get attached to Akechi at all. What are you talking about? Adachi is better than Akechi. That is not a take. Persona 3 was never a good game until Reload. Dumb take. Makoto P3 is boring. Alright, I can agree with that one. P5 Royal is fun. That's a hot take. Crazy. P4's characters push me away from the game. Get rid of romance. P4 is the worst one, including 1 and 2. God damn. P5 was way too long. Persona's not that good and is overhyped. Catchy is overrated. Eternal Punishment has the worst cast. Damn. Teddy's pear buns are funny. The Phantom Thieves have the strongest friendship? You're crazy. They should have kept 4 and 5 as difficult as 3 with effing up social links and splitting up. Agreed, but then the game wouldn't sell as much because other people would complain about it. Persona 4 as a whole is meh. Persona or either of the Persona 2 games deserved a remake more than 3. You're just a hater. Persona 1 is the best game. Stray Jacket. Teddy sucks. Stray Jacket. Guys, you can't just date Futaba. They can if they want. Play a real SMT game. Stop being an elitist. No one likes you. People that don't play the game like it better than those who did. You know, they might be onto something. At least with P4 fans. I don't know. I don't know if I can see it for P3 and P5, but I can see it for P4. 5 is overrated. No, you're just a hater. Persona 4 drags on. P1 is better on PSP. Portable is a good game and better to play than Fez. Absolutely not. It is just a visual novel. P4 better. Nah, delusion. Yosuke and Rise are the best members of P4, while Chie and Teddy are the worst. Aigis is the worst robot, man. Makoto is the worst Phantom Thief. Junpei is overrated, absolutely. Makoto is the worst Phantom Thief. Reloaded doesn't need to be more like P5 and is losing its charm by getting rid of stuff like the gun barrel action selection menu. People need to stop talking about Persona and... What is that word? Hold on, let me spell this out. Let me open a browser real quick. Is this a real word? Or is this person just... Like, I'm not gonna make fun of him because sometimes I be spelling words very wrong. Like, I be proofreading my stuff before I send it. Okay, this is a real word. It's incessantly. Oh, let me see. Incessantly. Ooh, all right. Without interruption, constantly. Actually, you know what? This makes sense. I literally made a hot takes video not even a month ago, and they already made a new thread. This person's spitting. Like, man, y'all need to cut it out. It's like you're actively trying to destroy your enjoyment of the series. Stop it. Please stop. All right, Luke. Yeah, nah. That's a like. I wish I could like do something more for this person. If you happen to see this video, if you have Discord, please add me or something. This is a reasonable person. P4's anime is way better than the game. Oh, someone else finally agrees. Can't say anything negative about P2. Okay, Makoto is overrated. The fact that most fans don't get along and have a meltdown when you criticize one bad thing. I'm over here enjoying them. See, the thing is, I literally just made a video called "My Hottest Takes Might Get Me in Trouble," and I had some takes that I thought I would get put on the cross for, and it turned out people love me, so I don't know about that one. I find Eiko to be an okay friend towards Makoto and can be misunderstood. She doesn't deserve all the hate. I barely remember. All I remember is she was an airhead. Makoto is mid, absolute best, and is worse than Oya. They didn't go far enough with Mona's bullying. This is correct. Mona should have been bullied more. Your opinion on the series is worthless if you've never beaten at least one game. See, that's where I disagree. I personally don't understand why you have to beat a game to have an opinion on it. Because the only difference between a person that beat the game and a person that watched it is that you played it. That's literally it. You pushed the buttons, you moved around, you did all that stuff. But what about a person not doing that and watching someone else do it invalidates their opinion? Now, if their opinion is just like bad, maybe it's parroted off the YouTube, or maybe they weren't paying that much attention to what was going on in the game. But then that shows through their bad takes and bad reasoning anyway. So I wouldn't say them not playing the game invalidates their opinion. But if it's clear that they don't know what they're talking about, then I think it's appropriate to invalidate it. Reload is just turning 3 into a 5 clone and looks horrible and is completely removing everything that made P3 unique. You'll be alright. It is not a 5 clone. It just has baton pass and a P5 style visual. P3 sucks and the story doesn't make up for the terrible gameplay. You're just bad. My Persona opinion, y'all should also play SMT, but most of y'all can't do that because you need waifu bait and dating sim elements. And? Leave them alone. What business is it of yours? Nanako should have... Oh, nah. Alright, that was the whole thread. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to look at the quotes. Through 5 are the exact same series and share countless similarities and themes, but just because some of them don't contain a dating sim, people gaslight themselves into believing those entries are more like a completely different kind of series. I don't know what voodoo magic you use to convince yourself of that, but nah. All social links are trash and are bait for lonely people with no friends. So what if they are? You probably have no friends because you decide to attack people for no good reason. Be a real SMT game. That's not a Persona opinion. Need to stop selling another version of the same game 2 years later. Just come out with everything. Well, stop buying it. It's like what Todd Howard said, man. You want Skyrim to stop coming out? Stop buying it. Dachi's a good villain. Chie is boring. Rise is annoying. P4 doesn't have a good story, although it really makes up for its social links, characters, and their dynamics. Alright, yeah. Looks like there weren't that many. So, yeah, that's it. More bad takes. There were more good ones this time, though, at least. So, yep, that's it. If you like these, make sure you like and subscribe, because I don't know if I'll do this every time a thread comes out, because this is kind of annoying, to be honest. Like, do we really have to do this every month? Like, come on, y'all. Just enjoy the series. Stop trying to rob yourself of enjoyment. Like, this really is annoying. Anyways, this is KD3. I'm out.
And I'm out. Later, losers.